Guys, welcome back to the channel. John here. So today we are going to build another round table, also test out this new dust extractor you saw the unboxing video of. So we're going to take and build a 55-inch table out of 2x6s. We'll probably do a similar design on the legs. Most of this will be a repeat of my other smaller round table build at 38.5 inches, and we're going to max out the capacity for the round Milescraft jig. So we're going to do everything about the same. Maybe use a few less Kregg screws and pocket hole screws, and I'm also going to break out the new master kit that I picked up over the holidays. If you would, make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and keep coming back for more. Let's get started. So first thing we're going to do, square up our end on our 2x6. And we want our table to be 55 inches, so first cut down. Forgot to hit the blower. Notice the dust extractor does not talk to the vacuum. This guy's missing a pin. So 55 inches is what we're going for. Go ahead and mark 55. Dust collector. There's still a little bit of dust with the dust extractor. Take these two, bump it down. Keep the top board, and we'll keep going. Alright, so we're back. We're going to take our dust extractor, hook it up to a little sander here. We're going to hit this with the 120. Now we're outside, we could do this without the dust extractor. Put that on, turn it, and it's locked. Now I do like using these little 4 amp hour batteries here. They're pretty cool. I'm gonna keep our hose out of the way. We're gonna hit this first with the 60 grit. Just knock it all down. And again, we'll probably paint and stain this. So we're just gonna take it a round at a time. So we've got the dust extractor hooked up to the sander, and we're going to hit this with some 60 grit. Alright guys, so we know that we want our table 55 inches wide, so we're going to find our 2 center boards. So this one's actually got 10, so it's going to be right in between 2 of them. So that means we're going to have to join the first 2 boards here in order to get our center mark. And it's at 55, so 27.5 inches. So we got 10 boards, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to have to join these 2. We'll just do it right in the middle. Glue these 2 together, make sure that they're good and square and flush, and we'll use that as our center mark. Alright guys, so what I've got here is the new Kregg Master Kit that I picked up over the holidays. You got the portable carrier with you. You also have your Master Jig. In the box here you got a few tools. I've used this already. So you got the normal stuff you get with the R3. You get this, you get the dust port, which we can try that out with the dust extractor today if we want. See how little dust we get. But you'll set this up the same way you do your portable one. So we're going to set this at 1.5 inches, back this off. It's got holes in it. Come up to the 1.5 inch mark, bam, because our material's 1.5 inches thick. Our bit, I've used this one time before. It's already set at 1.5 inches, and you can use any of the pocket holes, they'll go in there. And we'll see if we can get the dust extractor hooked up to this. We may have to get the little adapter to it. Also with the kit, you get these little plastic stop pieces. You can put this stuff together. I haven't used this yet. We'll try it out probably on a different project. And here's a spacer block if you need that. You also get a fair share of supplies for your first project. So with that being said, most of the time I just use the pocket jig itself. Also here on the side you get a clamp that comes with it. As you can see, mine's still in the package. My large C clamp is currently at my friend's house. She's using it for another project. So with that being said, we're going to go and get started. We're just going to mostly use this jig, stand the boards up, put them through, hit them, and go from there. So we're going to put the first 2 together, put the miter jig up here, mark it, and then we'll start our pocket screwing and assembly. We just don't want to be drilling through any pocket screws. So we'll need that, and then I've got this, and we should be good. Now I'll see if I can get a connector for the dust extractor, try it out. So the dust extractor, the fixed one, comes with this little adapter. We'll use it with the portable one here. And all we're going to do is we're going to wrap a piece of tape around here. I'm just using some painter's tape just to build up the thickness a little bit to give us a good grip. Alright, there's that. Make sure it doesn't come over the top. And then we'll take this and put over the top. And that way we can take our hose here with our lock, unlock this from the sander, and we'll put it over here on the jig. That actually unscrews, so we can take this part off and lock that on. And now it's hooked to our Kregg Jig. So we got that set up, put our portable base up, we don't need that, and then we can just take our 2 center boards here. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we want to make sure we drill on the back side. So we're going to just stick it in like such, set up 1.5 inches. That's done, that's in, that's perfect. Get a battery and our drill. Okay, double check our blade, make sure our stop is set at 1.5 inches. And it is, and we're good to go. And so for this board, we're going to actually cut these pretty close to the middle. Now I've got the side down here, and so it's just something you're going to have to pay attention to. Turn our back on. So it doesn't get everything, but it does okay. And we don't need that many, so we'll go about 1 every 2 feet. Yeah, for the most part, it gets most of it. It's finer dust. Alright, so if you do it about 4 or 5 times, it gets all the dust. So all we're going to do now, make sure it matches up nice and pretty, and it does. I'm just going to take a thin bead of glue here. Now, a lot of people give pocket screws a bad rap and talk about exploding stuff and what have you. So these pocket screws I use are 2.5 inches thick, no different than the decking screw except for the head style. And so once I put that on, I'm going to take a little piece of scrap wood here. We'll just take and thin it all out, paint it on there. And this will keep your breadcrumbs and stuff from getting stuck down in the groove. Float that. You want it to get a little sticky too. You don't want a whole lot on the top. You don't want a whole lot on the edges. Your other side, you're just going to do the same thing. That way you've got good contact with both sides. Because really, once the screws fail, the glue is what's going to hold it. Get it down in there. You can use a brush, a roller, a crack card. This scrap piece of wood works just fine. Kind of like a painting stick almost. You're gonna have glue on both sides, so if you need to add a little bit more, you can add a little bit more in here. You don't have to go too sparingly. What you don't want it to do is squeeze a bunch out. So you want a good, nice filmed layer on both sides. So make sure you get down into the wood, because that will give it extra grip. You don't want your knots coming apart. Alright, so once we do that, we can take, we can start pocket screwing this together. Now when you're doing this, you're actually a little bit beyond the capacity of the guide. It really is supposed to only go to 52 inches. So really we want a router bit right there at the edge. So double check it on the other side here, bring it around. And that'll be about perfect. So now all we have to do is take and mount a router like we did before in the previous video. So now we marked it, we're just going to start putting everything together. And we're going to number these here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As you can see there, you're not going to lose a whole lot of wood doing this table, but that should be a 55-inch table. You're going to lose about a 1/4 inch on each of the sides, and that'll be about it. Alright guys, so we went ahead and set our router up. We've got it barely touching the edge on the shortest side, so this side is actually a little bit shorter than this one, and we'll cut down about a 1/4 inch per pass. This is soft pine. You can go a little bit deeper per pass, but I don't want to break the router or the jig, especially since we have it stretched near its limits. So I'm going to go get a battery and we'll get started. We'll turn you back to time lapse. So it's time we finish up this table. So all we're going to do is we're going to take some chalk paint. This is some linen white chalk paint, Rust-Oleum, and we're going to do a whitewash with a stain over it. So we've got our little bit of water in our cup, whether you can use a solo cup, whatever, and your paint. And then all you're going to do is you're going to pop this open, mix it, and go from there. This is some dark walnut premium. This is Varathane brand, and we're just going to take and we're going to apply this by hand. You want to go with the grain of the wood. Again, we're going to start with, and what it does is the chalk paint gets pulled up into the dark walnut as well. We've already we wiped down the table, it's dried. You want to take a rag, wipe up any other stain, but this soaks it up. So this is some 3X triple thick polyurethane. And we're just going to take stir it around a little bit. You don't want a whole lot of air bubbles in there, but it's going to go on thick, so you just want to get a good thick coat on there. And you can come back and you can sand it. So don't be afraid to get it on too thick. So once again, we're going to go with the grain of the wood. If you wanted to, you could put on 5 to 10 coats of this, sand between each one. Typically 1 coat is good enough for what we're doing here. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you would, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Keep coming back for more. Leave a comment below, tell me what you think. Do you like the whitewash finish, or do you prefer a stain finish? Any comment, any feedback you guys give me is greatly appreciated, good or bad. If you would, it also just makes me better. So, thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll see you. Once again, you guys get to see me live my dream. The true purpose of this channel is to motivate you to get out there and start building your dream.